Hi everyone, it's Kathleen. I'm here to show you the second journal that is available in my Etsy shop as we speak. It is a Caribbean blue and honey colored scrappy journal with Ephemera Pack. I'll show you the Ephemera Pack at the end. So the journal has a wraparound cotton wrap made with the different black and white fabrics that I have used in my slit slot binding system. Love this one. This is the one I had created for myself, but for some reason, I chose to keep the orange one, which is totally out of character for me because I love teals and aquas, but this one will be listed in my Etsy shop. So this is a Scrappy journal. My Scrappy journal cover is made with craft paper, scrunched, torn, and sewn around the edges with the sewing machine. I've added different handmade papers, different fabrics, different cheesecloths, trims, and then lots of different stitching that you may not see on camera, vintage laces and trims. So let's have a look inside. Love how that looks. Love how it feels in your hand. And what's nice about my slit slot binding system is that it lays flat. Doesn't matter where you open it, it lays flat. So I'll be showing you how to do that, how to create the hinge system in upcoming videos. But let's have a look at this one. This is the last in the series of 8 that I have made. So there's a red one, which I just did a video for, and this aqua honey colored one. So inside the first page, this black and white polka dotted fabric is the start of my slit slot hinge system, which consists of alternating coffee dyed white, black, white, black, white, black hinges that we increasingly add papers to and slip them into each other. Library card inside a craft coin envelope, old cotton trim, old hanky bit that has been hand stitched on, beautiful stitching throughout. It's hard to see the honey on the craft and the coral colored on the craft envelope. Multi-layers, adding outwards. Onto the hinge we add heavy watercolor paper and my original artwork done with a fine line applicator and black paint and white paint, gelatos, to create a rose. And I'm looking, why did I do that? I don't know why I did it. I just maybe had a little bit of threads left over and I just put it there. So that's what we have. And again, I was going to create this for myself, so maybe I just wanted to use up the thread. How silly. So we have alternating fabric hinges, Tim Holtz papers again. It's the same. I've used the same type of papers throughout, just varied my scrappy bits on this Scrappy journal series. So we have Tim Holtz paper, multi-layers. Love this beautiful light green stitching on here and the multi-layers of the Battenberg and the different laces. It just love how it drapes over the pages. See the stitching on the back side. Beautiful craft paper that has been crunched and stitched along the edge and inked. Tim Holtz paper that is a flap sewn on more to get the papers larger. I have scrunched the fabric and the cheesecloth and done the stitching with beautiful aqua variegated pearl cotton, multi-layers of book pages, craft papers, labels, printables, all sorts of little bits of fabric, and then we accentuate it with the beautiful aquas, teals, and greens. Love how that came out. Labels on the back with tape. Love the stitching across the back. And progressing outward with the layers of handmade paper, craft paper. That's the handmade paper, the white. Beautiful old vintage pieces and some newer pieces. Hand stitched, different embroidery stitches throughout. It's hard to see the light on the light. Stitched on the front and the back. Signature piece of mine with the cotton backing. That's been coffee dyed, the craft paper, old book page that has been painted with black gesso. I hand drew these flowers and I hand stitched them. Layered different colors of black and white alternating fabrics and then stitched them on with accentuated embroidery floss. Craft paper and old trim stitched on by hand. Drawing paper pulled out of a coiled book, stamped on both sides, and add decorative chain stitch to just because. Craft paper scrunched and sewn along the edge. Multi-layer of Tim Holtz paper, the beautiful hymnal. Love this honey-colored crocheted bit and ivory turkey work. And again, we'll be doing the turkey work and some fine embroidery work in the upcoming Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, the treasure hunt of stitches that I will be participating in. And we have multi-layers of papers, different parchment papers, book pages, craft paper, paper doilies, printables, all stitched along the edges and then attached to the fabric hinge. Then we have building out with the craft paper, the beautiful old bits of eyelet trim, the handmade paper, and the cotton lace. Again, we have the beautiful stitching that is very subtle, but so interesting. Every time you look at the book, you spot something a little different. And this is the center where I have sewn the two pieces of the slots together. And we have the old cotton trim, multi-layered of the piano roll paper, the craft paper, multi-layers of scrappy bits, different fabrics, trims, laces, papers, and then beautiful hand stitching across the edge. Draping fabrics and trims throughout the book. Back of the piano roll paper and the craft, little Tim Holtz pocket. Another hand stitched piece of art. It's my drawing off of a fine line marker, or not marker, fine line applicator with paint. The white and the black paint. And the gelatos on old book page. Tim Holtz page again, straddled piece of lace bits, and this is the last one that's available in my Etsy shop of this series. Scrunched craft paper. Love the teal embroidery along the edge. Tim Holtz paper. Added extensions on beautiful, beautiful soft old cotton hand stitching, multi-layers of papers, book pages, printables, coffee dyed cardstock, just total layers of things and stuff on top of each other, old bits, coffee dyed, and that beautiful turkey work that gives it such nice dimension. Love that. Another sample page for you to experiment on with this cotton paper on the back book page that's been inked, and I've applied black gesso so you can draw your own image and stitch it if you like, or you can use a gel pen or paint and create on it as well. Multi-layers out, beautiful things and stuff that are stitched along the sides with the green and the Caribbean blue. Tea bags and old pages. Love how this page is folded askew at an angle. And then we have the beautiful layers. The Battenberg, the crocheted edge, the cotton trim, and that beautiful, I like to make it fluffy because I like how it's three-dimensional, the turkey work. Tim Holtz papers again, the fabric straddled along the side and stitched. So every page, just about, if not every page, well, every page has stitching of some sort, whether it's a sewing machine or a hand stitching. And this, again, we have beautiful interlock chains, stitching with the aqua and the green. And they built out hymnal page with the Tim Holtz paper and the gorgeous cotton torn lace trim hand stitched on. The multi-layered pages layered on top, different papers, book page, parchment, craft, paper doilies, layered and stitched all the way around the edges of each piece of paper. Beautiful. Look at how gorgeous that coffee staining is. It just is so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And the straddle bit on the side with the craft, the several layers of papers, book page, dry embossed papers, and stamped. And the back of the journal that closes just like this. Fold it over, and I hold it, and I wrap this around. It's probably a little bit too long, this wrap, but I don't want to cut it off. I'm going to leave it as is, just like that, and put it to the side and show you these beautiful aqua and teal embellishments. So we have that craft paper that's folded back and forth and stitched. You can just use this as an embellishment piece anywhere in your journal. Multi-layers of papers and book pages, and cut out flowers and labels, multicolored and neutrals. Top tab with faux stamps and labels and papers. Just love those straddle bits. Braille bit onto an existing tag with a printable and eyelet, and everything is stitched. Machine stitched, outlined with a marker, and hand stitching with the variegated turquoise. Love that variegated turquoise, and I just happen to have this emerald turquoise shade of a stamp. Multi-layers, fabrics, trims, laces, craft bits, sheet music, printables. Everything's layered and stitched. Love this little booklet. Made with glossine bag leftover bits, and digitals and old book pages, bound like an old document binding, just with two little holes, and then yarn or twine fed through the top. This is my favorite piece. Multi-layered bag with the paper wallpaper, digitals, sheet music, and a faux T-card with stitching. So torn papers, fabrics, laces, all tied together with a focal image and stitched. These are just various layers of papers, book pages, sheet music, labels. Beautiful sampler made with the different fabrics from the hinge binding system. Honey crocheted bits and other crocheted bits. Just love how that looks. Tag bingo card, scrappy bit embellishment. Had one of these, I threw that in there using the Tim Holtz. People, different pieces that I just grabbed and put together. Put a scrappy tag topper. Love the back. Even your book pages, just your numbers on your book pages, make a fantastic embellishment on your scrappy tags. So love this again. That same vintage piece of farm implements, multi-layers of the printables, hand-stitched and printable. Love how they work. This was probably a cardboard, not a cardboard, a craft divider. And look what you can make. Tons of beautiful stuff. Tim Holtz playing cards that had the, I think it had photos on this side, but I wanted to collage on this side with different fabrics and papers and a safety pin tag topper with all sorts of things and stuff put on top. Scrappy tag, tall tag, made with a very fragile book page, as you can see, folded, craft paper, and a printable. Topper with sari silk. Beautiful little images on the back. Gorgeous. Another scrappy tag. Things and stuff layered. Front and back with sari silk, all outlined with a marker. This is a booklet made with book page and printables. Love the book cloth on the spine and the sari. Beautiful hand stitching, marker to outline. Love the layers, absolutely love the layers. Different hand stitching along the edges. These are older vellum stickers, so if they start to come apart, get a glue stick and glue the back and reattach them. These are junk journals. They may come apart. Things and stuff may fall off if you're using old stuff. And hand stitching. And we will learn how to do that in Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I'm doing a treasure hunt of stitches, so I'll be showing different stitches using their prompts. And decorating each page, vintage papers and newer papers that have been coffee dyed, stitching along the side. Love it. Sorry. And just things and stuff glued and collaged together, fabric over the top. And a couple layers, things and stuff collaged, folded over a tag to create some visual interest. So there we have it. The Honey Caribbean Blue Scrappy Journal with Ephemera Pack, sorry. Both are now available. I have two of them. This is the Honey and Caribbean Junk Scrappy Journal, and I have the red one in the shop. That's all for today, and thank you everyone for watching. Bye for now.